Also, I'd like to show you really quick a quick way you could do a tree. And this is, I'm just going to take a cylinder and I'm going to hop over to my top view, and I'm going to right click and select and shift select every other vertice. Okay, you with me? Alright, and I'm going to bring those in. Okay. If you wanted to make it a little irregular, like that's perfect. That's each one is exactly spaced. Each one's in the. If you want to randomize that, you of course could have some that barely go in, some may go in deeper. Or if you like the um, perfectly spaced, where the vertices are brought in exactly the same, that you can do that too. So I'm going to go back and see what we have here, and depending on how how abstract your scene is, you could get away with just that. That could be your tree. But I'm going to flatten this, and I want to give a little bit of thickness to this. So I'm going to take the base, and I'm going to, that's the extrude tool, and I'm just going to extrude it just to give us a little kind of lip here. Okay. And then you can probably guess what I'm going to do next. I'm going to flatten it, and we're going to go do some duplicate special. And we're going to go to File, Edit, Duplicate Special. And I'm going to do a few tests here to start off. Reset settings, and let's go up 1 unit and just see how high that's too high. So undo that. So let's try 0.3. Alright, so let's go about 0.25. That looks good. And then let's make it get narrower in X and Z as it goes up. So let's do a 0.8 and a 0.8, and maybe make the make it get a little taller every time. So it gets narrower in X and Z, but it gets taller in Y. And let's give it 7 iterations and see what happens. It's kind of neat. So anyway, you get the idea. You could make some trees for your scene. I'm going to undo that, and I'm going to give it a little bit of rotation, and maybe take it up 2 every time instead of 2.5, and maybe 1.05. There we go. I like that. I know it's not, well, it's still perfectly lined up. 32 must have been the wrong number, because I thought it would give it some randomization. I'm going to undo that, and let's try to give it 73. Just something random. There, I don't think it's working. That's odd. I don't think it's actually, this should be rotating something different every time. I don't know that mine's working correctly, so I'm going to give it one more chance, and alright, now it seems to be working. These are offset. So, a tree. And your tree could be animated just like your snowman could. You could parent this section to the bottom section, parent the next section, and animate these. Have fun with your scene, and go ahead and group all these together as Apple G. And anytime you group something, it's going to put your pivot point at the origin. So after I group, then I want to modify center the pivot, and probably bring that pivot to the base. That way I can scale from the base, and then just decorate my scene a little bit. I can put one here. I can make some, since my pivot point's at the base, make some tall, make some kind of short and fat. And when selecting something that's grouped, you select a child and then hit the up arrow, and then it'll select the group level node. I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind. We'll just do something kind of in the background here. Hit up. Alright, so you get the idea. Just start playing with your scene, have fun with it, and that's where I want to leave off here. In the next tutorial, we're going to import our snowman.